This is gonna hurt a lot. Okay, I'll use this along with that. Can I use?
Okay.
Here, give me a card on my visit. You got it? Alright, go ahead and look at it and show the camera too. Don't forget to show the camera. Alright, show them too. See it?
Yeah.
Make sure they know what it is. Yeah. So both of them? Make sure they know what it is.
I first got into Magic when I was halfway through sophomore year. So about a year and a half ago.
Alright, put it back in my visit side.
This game's rigged.
In fact, I'll take it back out and I'll flip it upside down. Just to make it a little more interesting, I'm going to shuffle up the deck, do a couple cuts. All three of you is alright? So what color is it? Red or black?
Are we doing
Red?
magic?
Heart or diamond? Are you doing magic?
Diamond.
Diamond? Give me number 2 and 1.
2. Say 2. 8.
8 of diamonds. Steven, I know how this works. Look at that, the one upside down card in the entire deck. Don't pull that out. I don't trust
What
it.
if it was a 2?
I don't trust it.
I'm gonna cry.
My friend Herman taught me my first few tricks. He taught me, he taught me 2-card Monty. That was the first trick I ever learned.
I started at a very young age. I feel like my Magic kind of evolved as I did because I started at like 11 or 12, and when I first started I'd have like those, like you got 4 cards and you somehow figure out what the person selected, and then slowly evolved into doing this. But what inspired me was when I first started doing tricks, the people I was doing it to were also my age. So just doing a simple trick like 4 cards out and guessing which one they have amazed the crap out of them. And I saw that with just knowing something that they didn't, I could inspire something essentially in them as well. I could cause amazement for just like 2 seconds of just fanning out a card. We started on the internet, which is very funny and kind of bullcrappy, but when I was younger, I saw some of the boring videos of like they'd held up some cards and I tried to figure out what it was, and then eventually when I got way older, I got to about 16, 17, I watched one person in particular, Jarek 120.
And then after that, he taught me just a couple more tricks. And then he introduced me to Jarek 120.
And it wasn't even one of his videos, it was a video that he was helping on. And at the very end he says, I do card magic, and he fans out a deck of cards in one hand, and he shoots one up and he catches it with his mouth, and I immediately just kind of, and just immediately went through all of his videos. And then I spent about 4 or 5 weeks just doing everything he showed us how to do.
And then through Jarek 120, I found Asad from 52 Cards, who also teaches Magic on YouTube. I'm very excited, actually, to mention that I managed to get an interview and talk to Asad about how he started out with Magic and, who taught him. So how old were you when you first got into Magic? And then who or what inspired you to take on Magic?
Yeah, I was a freshman in high school, so I guess that's probably 13, maybe 14 years old at the time. And I guess it was a combination of things. The first spark, I guess, was actually at the end of middle school. I saw a friend, he was doing card manipulation in class. Like, it was the end of the school year, there wasn't really any work to be done left, so everyone was just goofing around. This guy was doing back palm production.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, in retrospect, it probably wasn't all that great, but at the moment, that was just like amazing to me in my mind. Right? So I started. I didn't really think of it as magic at the time. I just thought it was like something cool. So I was bugging him to like teach me how to do it and all this stuff. And then shortly after that, I came across David Blaine. I saw his Street Magic TV special, and that's what I would say really got me into it.
Yeah.
That's when it became like. I was kind of dabbling with tricks here and there before then, but then when I saw that, I was like, wow, that's like another level. That's something,
Yeah.
that takes it to the next phase. So just seeing the reactions that he was able to get out of a deck of cards. I mean, I guess it kind of just showed me how much power a deck of cards can really have if you if you do the right things with it. So after I saw that, I was just really inspired to practice a lot and just learn to be able to do what David Blaine could do. And then it kind of just became an obsession after that. I would go around searching for as many sources as I could. At the time there wasn't very many online resources, so it was more challenging back then. But I would go to the public library, I'd go to the bookstore, I'd try to find a few things here and there. And, I had a friend who I was studying the craft with. So, I was just a sponge for, a good solid couple of years in a row. I was just, researching, practicing, testing, continually. And that's pretty much how I got my start.
When I first started, the first trick that I ever learned was two-card monte. And,
Okay.
yeah. And I remember the first time I ever performed for a stranger, and I got, like, the craziest reaction. And I was just like, oh my god, I should do this more.
Right. It
Yeah.
works, right?
It works. It's great.
Yeah,
And
it definitely works.
who or where did you learn from?
Yeah, so, my best friend growing up, his name was March, and he's the guy who, we kind of learned together, so, he played a big role in that. But as far as, traditional sources, I used to read a lot of books. I learned mainly from books, so I guess I can just name off a few that pop into my mind. The Art of Astonishment series from Paul Harris, Card College from Robert Giove. I think I'm saying his last name correct. Expert at the Card Table, Royal Rose Card Magic, Card Control from Arthur Buckley, Card Manipulation is Gene Bugard, Classic Magic of Larry Jennings, Revolutionary Card Technique from Ed Marlowe. These are just some of the books that I initially read when I got started. Within the first couple of years, I'd say. And then as the internet became more and more developed in terms of the Magic community, I started going online and participating in a lot of different Magic forums. Back in the day, I was a member of Mad Hatter Magic forums. I believe that's what it was called.
Yeah.
I don't think they exist anymore, but I got really involved in the online community, and that's kind of where I learned from. A bunch of different sources, really, but the focus was on the books for sure.
What advice would you give to aspiring magicians?
Yeah, I think there's a few traps that students of Magic tend to fall in when they first get started, or even after they've been doing it a while. The first trap I would say is focusing too much on numbers, like the number of tricks you can do, the number of sleight of hand techniques that you can do. Learning every variation on this card control, that card control, stuff like that. Like, this is a trap that people get information overload, and the better approach is to I teach a lot of different techniques on the channel and stuff.
Yeah.
But the idea behind that is that so that students will take a look and find the ones that they like and then focus on that instead of trying to learn everything. It's impossible to learn. Over time you can, but if you're just getting started out, find the few pieces that that really jump out at you, that you can see yourself doing, and drill those, focus on those, and filter out the rest until you get good at it. Same thing goes for effects. A lot of people they try to learn like dozens or maybe even hundreds of different tricks that they can do.
Yeah.
When in reality, the better thing would be to just learn 3 tricks, but learn how to do them really well.
Yeah. Like, take it in chunks, don't do it all at once, because you'll just fluster yourself,
It's better to be able to do, a few tricks really well than it is to be able to do 100 tricks kind of okay,
Yeah.
Exactly. So, focus on depth rather than quantity.
Practice, even when you're not focusing on the trick. If you're just, watching YouTube videos and whatnot, just very slowly get your fingers ready, because once you've got the actual tricks down, it'll get to the point where you're not actually looking at the cards, and you'll go through an entire 5 tricks without knowing what you just did, and yet it will still work, because it's just all muscle memory, and everything will just go nice and fluently without you looking at the cards or even thinking about it.
Some advice that I would give to an aspiring magician: when you learn a new trick or effect, don't just practice in front of the mirror.
practice in front of a stranger. Because when you do, you're not really learning the trick. Yeah, you definitely teach yourself the moves. Definitely do it in front of the mirror the first 2 times. Go over the process of doing the trick. Go over the moves that you have to do. But after that, practice in front of strangers. Perform for the stranger, and if you mess up, that's fine. That's okay. Just move on to the next stranger. Chances are you'll never see that person again. Just move on and keep performing. And the more you perform, the better you'll get, the more confident you'll feel, and the better you'll get at doing the trick.
Got this thingy, alright? It's gonna go into this cup. Legit? Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in here. And I'm gonna invite one person to come. Come on up. Alright. Come on up. Now I can trust you, right? Alright. Now, Billy, what I want you to do, Anna and I are gonna turn around, not facing the cups. I'm gonna have you just, we're gonna turn around and I'm gonna have you mix up the bags, okay? Alright. I want you to mix up the cups, alright? Just shuffle the cups. Alright, so... Yep. Point to a bag. You sure? Alright, is that your... Is that your...
One bag. That's the one I was
Alright,
going with.
you
Go with
pick
that
this
one.
Pick this one? Final answer.
No.
Looks like I can't trust you.
Oh my goodness.
Alright.
Again?
Yep.
Alright, we're good.
My heart is Steven, stop!
You don't want to do this anymore?
Alright, Steve, pick one.
Alright, I'll pick one.
She'll take over. Pick one.
No, this is...
Are you sure?
Yes.
Ah! No, I'm just kidding.
My turn! Wait, no, wait. Anna.
I'm not doing it.
Now, do you... Alright, this is my turn. It's my turn to pick, okay? Don't shuffle them up, we're good. No, wait.
I'm not crushing.
Do you trust the magician? Just tell me, do you trust him? No.
No, not crushing.
Alright, who wants to volunteer?
So that's
You sure?
Never hand.
No, I don't trust him.
Come on up, Billy. Alright, which one do you...
I don't even know. Starting really scared.
Wow! Way to be. Jesus.
What happened?
I knew it. We did it.
I like magic because it's so cool. It's more to intrigue people. It kind of also gets people to talk to each other.
I like the excitement of magic.
someone performing a cool trick and it's like, wow, how did they do that? It's not as open and friendly anymore. But Magic makes it a friendlier environment. It's good. I like that. People need to socialize more. It leaves people thinking.
It's so cool, Mesmer.
What is this right now? Alright, so right here we have a little prediction paper, okay? Alright, so yeah, what I'm gonna do, don't choose the bottom card, I'm just gonna breeze through them. Don't choose the bottom card because that one's too obvious, alright? So ready? You want me to do it again?
What am I doing?
You're picking a card. You're picking a card and keeping it in your head.
Okay, got it. No, I got it.
Got it? Got it? Alright. Ready?
Yeah.
Take the card out of your head. Put it onto the paper. Go ahead and open up the paper.
Do it.
What am I doing?
You're opening up the paper.
Look at the paper,
what's
Miss
your card?
Murphy.
No, don't say it. Don't say it.
Let's see if it's on here.
Yep.
On the back.
It's on the other
On
side.
the back, not at Steven's face.
Is that it?
Yes.
I picked the same one.
Isn't that crazy?
How do you do that?
Steven's a demon! Say roar.
Roar.
How do you do that?
Go away, Amber. Go away, you're already in the knot.
That is not right.
I know. Nothing I do ever is right.
Miss Marie goes, yes.
She's so mad. She's so salty.
Hey, how's it going? Let's want to do some magic? What? Let's want to do some magic? Magic? Yeah, magic. Yeah, you guys don't care about that. Nah. Alright. I don't care.
Make sure you get my good side.
Oh, work it fierce.
Work it. So have you ever heard of the 3-card monty? Alright, so it's like, begin. Okay. Alright, this is a modified version that's called 2-card monty. It's like 3-card monty, but a lot easier. Go ahead and hold your hand up. So go ahead and tell me what card that is.
Ace of clubs.
Diamonds.
Ace of diamonds, I'm sorry.
That's alright. Alright, so this is, alright, well in this game this is just diamonds, alright?
Still hold my hand up?
Yeah, still hold your hand up, just like that. Like this. Yeah, as if you're holding a card. Alright, so right now you have the diamonds, alright?
Right.
Alright, so if that's diamonds, what's that?
Ace of hearts.
Alright, hearts. Not ace, just hearts, okay? So here's what I'm gonna do, ready? I'm just gonna swish it so fast you won't even see it. So similar to the way I just did, just like that, alright? See, I switch it again, you have hearts, I have diamonds, alright? So ready, check this out, I'm gonna switch it. And now without looking, just tell me whether or not I switched it. Do you think I switched it?
No.
No, you don't think I switched it? Are you sure?
I'm positive.
So you think that this is diamonds and
Yeah.
this is hearts?
Right.
Would you be impressed if it was the other way around?
Yeah, it would be.
Alright, that works.
I like that.
Thank you. You're good.
Want me to do it for you? Which one?
Alright, you got it?
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead and show them too.
I see the little ladies are out.
Go ahead and put that down.
Hey, ladies.
I'll show you guys one more time, alright? So you don't forget. So essentially, all I'm gonna do is make your card jump from the middle to the top, nothing too crazy, nothing too, yeah, just like that, boom, it comes right up to the top, just like that. Boom. Is that your card?
Nope.
No?
It's Copperfield, huh?
Alright, you know what? I got it. Here, hold your hands up just like this, alright? Take that 3 of spades and put it right there in your hands. It pulls them up just like a sandwich, alright? Hold that really tight. We don't want that card jumping out of there, okay? So what was your card? Go ahead and say it.
9 of diamonds.
9 of diamonds.
I'm impressed. Yeah. Is that good, huh? Yeah, he's good. Yelly!
So this is mine. That there. Checking the out. Oops, that's horrible. Should we go and pick one? Alright. Yeah. Show each other too.
Nice.
Don't show him.
Oh, I'm telling
Oh,
show him.
oh,
Don't show him.
I know that.
Let me see.
No, let him
What is
see.
it?
Let the camera see.
Both of you know each other's card. Make sure both of you use it. Right.
Are you guys posting this on
Often.
Yeah, it is.
Alright, go ahead and pick a card. Go ahead and pick a card. Come on. So I'm pretty much just going to cut up the deck as much as I can and just shuffle it, just so these cards don't touch it. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do, right? So this is my absolute favorite card in the entire deck. That's why I picked it. It's a really nice card, it's a really cool card, but it's also a wild card, which means it can look like any card in the entire deck, right? Check this out. I can take it, and I can change it to the King of Hearts, right? But see, here's the thing, it's an illusion, it's trickery. It's not really the King of Hearts, it's still the King of Clubs. Watch, I'll take it, give it a little shake, change it to a diamonds, right? But see, it's still an illusion, it's still trickery, it's just playing with your minds. It just looks like the two of diamonds. Watch, I'll take it, and I'll go ahead and change it right back to the Queen of Clubs.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the
Okay, what color? Red or black? Red.
I want to learn how to do that.
Alright, now. Alright, you got it?
Ooh, I like it.
Now put the card you just picked back in the deck. Alright, so I'm gonna do, we're gonna play a little game of catch up these, alright? So what they're gonna do is they're gonna search the deck just to find your card and then take it. Alright, this is part 1, okay? Go ahead, is that your card? Alright, that's part 1. That's part 1, okay? Here, go ahead and hold on to those again. Alright. Go ahead, put that back. It doesn't matter if I see your hand. I saw it, but it doesn't matter. Alright, so ready? Here's part 2. Instead of just, just playing a little game of catch, I'm gonna take both these cards, right? And I'm gonna play a more little intricate version of catch. Check this out. Two hands together. Go ahead and make a table with your hands. Just hold both of your hands out flat and hold them together. No, flip them over. Flip them over. No, flip them. Like that. Just like that. Alright. Pick it up right there. I'll take two keys. Now if I'm a good magician, I can take these 2 cards, put them in between the deck, and I can like catch a card, right? But see, if I'm a great magician, I can pull the 2 kings out and have it be your card. Now let's see if that's the case.
Ta-da!
Good.
What I love about magic is that it is the only art form in which you can gain someone's respect, friendship, and love through deception. And without that art form, a lot of mystery would be taken out of the world.